Today we're taking a look at these NHL matches, which are happening on Thursday, April 13, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and to push the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also check out our Patreon if you want access to our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money, and if you are interested in props and parlay picks, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link to our Patreon and to our new channel in the description and comments section below. Boston Bruins vs Montreal Canadiens. The Montreal Canadiens have been struggling to score the puck so far as they have posted 226 total goals, which is 26th in the NHL as of this writing. They have 14 different players on the injury report, so this will be a lot of younger players getting opportunities. They are a few points below average, as they have scored on 38 of their 232 power play attempts this season, 16.38%. The Canadiens have also been right around league average, shooting at 10.1% so far. There is a pretty sizable difference in terms of being able to score the puck, as the Bruins are averaging 3.6 goals in their last 5 games, while the Canadiens are scoring 1.75 goals in their previous 4 games played. A huge difference, besides the talent on each roster and the health throughout the year, has been the ability to kill penalties, as Boston is best in hockey, with an 87.1 kill percentage, while Montreal is 30th with a 72.2 kill percentage so far. The Bruins have won each of the last 4 road games against the Canadiens, so go with the Boston Bruins to cover the puck line. Our team pick is Boston Bruins minus 1.5 goals. These teams combine to be doing just enough on the defensive side of the ice as of late, with the Canadiens allowing 4.3 goals in their previous 4 games, while the Bruins are giving up just 1.75 goals in their last 4 games. There will not be too many shots on goal in this game, as Boston is 9th in hockey, with 33.1 shot attempts per game, while Montreal is 30th with 27.3 shot attempts per game so far this year. The under is 11-4-2 in their last 17 games against one another, so go with under 6.5 goals in this game. Pittsburgh Penguins vs Columbus Blue Jackets. Columbus was a plus 170 underdog in their previous game, and they lost 4-3 in overtime against the Philadelphia Flyers. Sean Curley, Liam Foudy, and Trey Fix-Wolanski each scored a goal. Michael Hutchinson stopped 35 out of 39 shots faced. The offense has been struggling for the Jackets recently. Columbus scored 2 or fewer goals in 7 of their last 9 games. They rank 30th in goals per game and 26th in shots per game. Johnny Gaudreau leads the team with 72 points. Patrick Lane has 52 points. This is the final game of the regular season for Pittsburgh, but the Penguins are hoping this is not their final game for the year. They are trying to grab a wild card position, and it is coming down to the wire. The Pens have dominated the Blue Jackets in recent meetings. Pittsburgh is 9-1-0 in the last 10 meetings against Columbus. In the last 10 meetings between these two teams, Pittsburgh averages 4.30 goals per game, and Columbus averages 2.30 goals per game. Defense and goaltending have been horrible for the Blue Jackets this season. They rank 31st in goals against per game and 31st in shots against per game. The Penguins have been hot on offense recently. Pittsburgh scored 4 or more goals in 5 of their last 9 games. They rank 16th in goals per game and 5th in shots per game. The Pens will win this matchup by 2 or more goals. Bet the goal spread, minus 1.5, and take Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has averaged 4.30 goals per game over the last 10 meetings with Columbus. The offense has been clicking for Pittsburgh recently. Pittsburgh scored 4 or more goals in 5 of their last 9 games. They rank 16th in goals per game and 5th in shots per game. Defense and goaltending have been horrible for the Blue Jackets this season. They rank 31st in goals against per game and 31st in shots against per game. The over is 6-4 in the last 10 meetings between these two teams. This will be a higher scoring game and the over will hit. Take the over, 6 goals. Pittsburgh Penguins vs Columbus Blue Jackets. Columbus was a plus 170 underdog in their previous game, and they lost 4-3 in overtime against the Philadelphia Flyers. Sean Curley, Liam Foudy, and Trey Fix-Wolanski each scored a goal. Michael Hutchinson stopped 35 out of 39 shots faced. The offense has been struggling for the Jackets recently. Columbus scored 2 or fewer goals in 7 of their last 9 games. They rank 30th in goals per game and 26th in shots per game. Johnny Gaudreau leads the team with 72 points. Patrick Lane has 52 points. This is the final game of the regular season for Pittsburgh, but the Penguins are hoping this is not their final game for the year. They are trying to grab a wild card position and it is coming down to the wire. The Pens have dominated the Blue Jackets in recent meetings. Pittsburgh is 9-1-0 in the last 10 meetings against Columbus. In the last 10 meetings between these two teams, Pittsburgh averages 4.30 goals per game and Columbus averages 2.30 goals per game. Defense and goaltending have been horrible for the Blue Jackets this season. They rank 31st in goals against per game and 31st in shots against per game. The Penguins have been hot on offense recently. Pittsburgh scored 4 or more goals in 5 of their last 9 games. They rank 16th in goals per game and 5th in shots per game. The Pens will win this matchup by 2 or more goals. Bet the goal spread, -1.5, and take Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has averaged 4.30 goals per game over the last 10 meetings with Columbus. The offense has been clicking for Pittsburgh recently. Pittsburgh scored 4 or more goals in 5 of their last 9 games. They rank 16th in goals per game and 5th in shots per game. Defense and goaltending have been horrible for the Blue Jackets this season. They rank 31st in goals against per game and 31st in shots against per game. The over is 6-4 in the last 10 meetings between these two teams. This will be a higher scoring game and the over will hit. Take the over, 6 goals. Carolina Hurricanes vs Florida Panthers. Florida saw their 6-game winning streak snapped when they lost to the Toronto Maple Leafs, 49-21-11 Sioux, second in Atlantic Division, 2-1 in overtime at home on Monday evening. Center John Tavares scored with less than a minute left in overtime to give Toronto the victory. Brandon Montour's third-period goal for Florida tied a franchise record for goals by a defenseman in a season, 16. Florida's goalie Alex Lyon made 23 saves and lost for the first time in his last 8 starts. Florida had 46 shots on net and failed to score in their 2 power play opportunities. The Panthers are currently behind the Islanders and the Penguins for a spot in the playoffs as a wild card team, and they must win on Thursday to keep their chances alive. The Hurricanes are still fighting for the number 1 seed in the East. Carolina has lost 3 of their last 4 against the spread, but has won 3 straight ATS at home. The Panthers have won 6 of their last 7 games against the spread and 4 straight ATS on the road. Florida shut out the Hurricanes earlier this season at the FLA Live Arena 3-0. The Panthers have only lost 12 times in 40 home games this season. The advantage goes to the home team in this important matchup. Take the Panthers. Carolina has gone under the point total in 8 of their last 9 contests, and they or their opponent have scored 2 or fewer goals in 5 of their last 6 games. Florida has gone under the point total or pushed in 8 of their last 9 games and 2 of the last 3 at home. The game has gone under the point total in each of the 2 matchups between these 2 teams. Look for Carolina's elite defense to step up in this important game and slow down Florida's offense. Take the under. Toronto Maple Leafs vs Rangers. The New York Rangers have been doing decently well to score the puck so far as they have posted 275 total goals, which is 10th in the NHL as of this writing. They are completely healthy heading into the game, so they are in a great spot there. They are a few points above average as they have scored on 58 of their 243 power play attempts this season, 23.87%. The Rangers have also been shooting well as they are at 10.6% so far. These teams are extremely similar in terms of everything, so this will be interesting. Halak is the better goaltender in this game by far, so it will be interesting to see how he plays here. The offenses have been doing well, but there is a divide lately as the Maple Leafs are scoring 3.5 goals in their last 4 games, while the Rangers are averaging 4 goals in their previous 5 games. The Rangers have won 5 of the last 7 games against the Maple Leafs, so go with the New York Rangers to win on the road here. Our team pick is New York Rangers. These teams have played 2 times during the season, and they have combined for 9 total goals or 4.5 goals per game. Both defenses have been limiting the amount of shots on goal, as New York is 6th with 29.4 shot attempts against per game, while Toronto is 7th with 29.6 shot attempts against per game so far. The under has hit in 4 of the previous 5 games against each other, so go with under 6.5 goals in this game. Detroit Red Wings vs Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay has lost their 4 previous games, including a 4-3 defeat to the Toronto Maple Leafs, 49-21-11, second in Atlantic Division, at home on Tuesday. Minor league call-up Joseph Woll saved 45 of the Lightning's shots on net, and right winger William Nylander scored a goal and had 2 assists in the win for the Maple Leafs. The Leafs had 2 goals on 6 power plays, and the Lightning could not take advantage of any of their 8 power play opportunities. Tampa Bay rested several of their stars in anticipation of the playoffs. Defenseman Mikhail Sergachev had a goal and an assist for the Lightning in the loss. Both teams' playoff pictures are clear, with the Lightning securing the 3rd seed in the Atlantic Division and the Red Wings playing for next year. Detroit has won against the spread in 2 of their last 3 games on the road. The Lightning, with their playoff spot secured, have lost 4 games straight up and against the spread. Detroit has won 2 of the last 3 versus the Lightning this season. Tampa Bay rested many of their starters for their game against Toronto on Tuesday. Look for them to do the same for their game with Detroit, and look for Detroit's younger players to be hungry for a win and a good showing on their last game of the season. Take Detroit with the points on the road. Tampa Bay currently ranks 9th in the league in goals per game, 3.4, and they have gone over the point total in 4 straight games. Their opponent have scored 5 or more goals in 5 of their last 6. Detroit's defense ranks near the bottom of the league in several key defensive categories, and their opponent have scored at least 4 goals in 7 straight. Look for young players on both teams to take their shot to stand out in the last regular season game of the season, and for this game to go over the point total. Take the over. New Jersey Devils vs Washington Capitals. The Capitals have struggled offensively this season, scoring an average of just 3.07 goals per game, the 13th fewest goals in the NHL, on an average of 31.1 shots per game. They've generated the 14th fewest expected goals per 60 minutes, 3.13, and the 16th fewest high-danger shots in the league. The Caps have scored on 21.3% of their power play opportunities. The best natural goal scorer of all time, Alex Ovechkin, leads Washington in scoring this season with 74 points and 42 goals. Evgeny Kuznetsov leads them with 43 assists. The Devils, although already having home ice locked up for the first round of the playoffs, still have something to play for, needing a win and a Hurricanes loss to win the Metro Division to lock up home ice in the second round. They've won 2 of the 3 games this season between these 2 teams and are superior to the Caps on both ends of the ice. I expect them to pick up a win on the road just as they did the last time these teams met. The Devils have scored the 6th most goals in the NHL, having generated the 3rd most expected goals and the 6th most high-danger shots in the league. They've allowed the 7th fewest goals in the NHL, having given up the 3rd fewest expected goals and the 3rd fewest high-danger shots. The Capitals' offense has scored the 13th fewest goals in the NHL, having generated the 14th fewest expected goals and the 16th fewest high-danger shots in the league. They've allowed the 15th most goals in the NHL, having given up the 15th most expected goals and the 16th fewest high-danger shots. Take the Devils to close out their regular season with a win on the road. Both of these teams have trended over both on the season and recently. The over in Devils games has gone 40-37-4 this season and 6-3-1 in their last 10 games. In Capitals games, the over has gone 38-37-6 on the season and 7-2-1 in their last 10 games. I expect those trends to continue in a high-scoring game tonight. Take the over 6.5 goals here. Minnesota Wild vs Nashville Predators. The Nashville Predators have been awful on the offensive side of the ice, as they are 28th in the league with 2.70 goals per game thus far. They are coming off a 3-2 shootout road win over the Calgary Flames, and Tommy Novak spoke after the game about Jussero's production. The Minnesota Wild have been brutal offensively as they are 24th in the sport, as they are scoring 2.91 goals per game. They are coming off a 3-1 home loss against the Winnipeg Jets, and Ryan Hartman spoke after the game about the chippiness that ended up having 51 penalty minutes between the two sides. Looking at the ability to kill penalties this season, there is a slight difference as the Predators are 8th with an 82.2 kill percentage so far, while the Wild are 12th with an 81.8 kill percentage right now. Another reason is to control the puck by winning the face-off, and there is a sizable difference, as Nashville is 8th in the NHL with a 52.2 face-off win percentage, while Minnesota is down at 26th in hockey with a 47.6 face-off win percentage. The Predators have won 9 of the last 10 home games against the Wild, so go with the Nashville Predators to win at home. These teams are not doing too well in terms of scoring on the power play, as Minnesota is 14th in the sport with a 21.5 power play percentage, while Nashville is 27th in hockey with a 17.6 power play percentage right now. On the defensive side of things lately, they are doing well as the Wild are allowing 2.67 goals in their last 3 games, while the Predators are giving up 1.33 goals in their previous 3 games. The under is 5-1 in the Wild's third game in a 3-4 situation, as well as being 4-0-1 in the Predators' last 5 games, so go with the under in this game. Our total pick is under 5.5 goals.